This unit, like we just, it organically fit. That's how I can put it. And we just kind of grew, and from there, then being a part of House Blue Flames, so that kind of helped. And then now, fast forward, I'm actually owned um, and collared. So it's, I look at it as that was actually my truthful journey, and it was definitely authentic. It was real, and
Yes.
I just could see the growth in the, what, 8 years or so that I've been doing this.
Yes.
To go from just this little girl from Richmond to go all the way to where I am now. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. And just doing, just like I said, trial and error. Because
Yeah.
I literally had to go through a whole lot of trial and error to get where I am today. And I think if I hadn't gone through those situations and gone through different people, individuals, I don't think I would have gotten here. So I'm thankful for the journey, and I'm thankful to continue to intertwine, throughout that path with Lady Savage as well. So that's everything in a
Awesome.
nutshell, to go from, like I said, the beginning all the way until now. So I'm just, I'm very hopeful of the future and what that holds, because this is just the beginning. So there's
Yes.
absolutely more that's to come, and more, just, I look at it as still blessings, as to, where this will go from now. So, but yeah, that's, hopefully I kind of painted a picture.
You totally did. And I'm super excited about that. I feel like from the submissives that I have encountered, this is it's something that's a struggle for so many people. And so that's why I was so excited about having both of you guys on. I adore both of you guys from separate standpoints of things, but I feel like you both bring so much knowledge. And there's so many submissives out there that feel lost. And then there's people like me that, as a dominant, I get lost at times, and there's not a lot of representation of what it is for me to be. And if I'm not draped in leather and telling people to get down and lick my toes because bitch I told you, and that's not really my forte. Um,
Yeah,
am
not
I
mine either.
am I a sadist? Yes, which took time because I didn't think that really spoke to me, but I realized I am, but I'm a different type of sadist. I want to see you grow. I want to see people um be the best version of themselves. So if there's something that I can do in that sadist aspect of things, oh, you're talking illy about yourself, it's great. So now, just when you call me, I need to hear positive things about self. I want to see you grow, and I want to see you evolve. And even if that means that you're no longer in alignment with me as a person, I want that for you. And so I think that a lot of people struggle with that. So I think that before I let you guys go, I want to ask you what leather looks like for you. And let me explain to you why I asked this question. With the Discord, with Unsistered that we have, um, there was a question a few days ago about a leather and what that looked like. And if you could identify with leather, or if there were certain like protocols. And when we talked about it, it was like, for me, I feel like I've always been leather. I started off on fet, and being in that hypersexual aspect of things, it didn't really speak to me. Like, I wasn't uncomfortable per se, but it didn't really speak to me. And so when I got out and I touched grass, and I went to these events, I was like, oh, there's a reason, there's a purpose for me being who I am and how I can help others on their journey. It spoke to me. And so I guess my question for both of you guys is, what is a leather to you? What does being leather looks like to you? I feel like that's a question that so many people have. I did a um, question and answer. There was a lot of leather questions, and me being so new on my journey in leather, it's so difficult for me to kind of be like, oh. So I just want to spend time talking to people that identify as leather, explaining what this looks like for them. So we'll start with leather savant. What does leather look like for you?
All right, so I am a motorcycle person. I come from the motorcycle world. Also, I come from a military background. Two forms of, community and things like that. Leather to me, in this lifestyle that we're in, you have the 9 core values of leather. All right. And they intertwined with what I learned from the motorcycle clubs and what I learned from being a military brat. All right. Um, However, over here, you always hear people say, oh, I have honor, I have integrity. Those are the two main things that you hear, but you don't hear about respect. You don't hear about perseverance,
Yes.
courage, community or
Yes,
service.
community. So
These are
important.
these are all the core values of leather. And I used to sit there and think, well, maybe I'm not leather because I don't own leather. There is a slave, my Ohana, Elena Bassett,
Yes.
who sat there and told me, you don't have to own leather. As long as you feel it in your heart, you're leather.
Yes.
So I feel it in my heart that I'm leather. Yes, I do own leather pieces now. All right. However, without those leather pieces, I would still be leather.
Correct.
All right, because I uphold the core values of leather to the best of my ability.
Yes.
And if there is a day that I'm not doing my best, I have that woman right there to push me to do my best.
Yes.
All right. Um, so for me, leather is community, it's family, it's having that protection on all sides of you, even when you don't sit there and ask for it. Leather is the house that I came from, House Blue Flames, down to House of Difference. Leather is the tribe, the family, the friends that I make. And one of the sayings in leather is shoulder to shoulder, hide to hide.
Yes.
All right. If I sit there and say that you are my friend and you are my family, I have your back. Now, you might sit there and go out and act a fool. I'm going to have your back, but I'm going to yank your ass
However,
up.
comma.
Right. I'm going to yank you up, and be like, look, bitch,
This ain't that. We not finna be out
this
here
is not what we
representing.
doing. Okay. So I'm a check you, but I
Yes.
also expect the same from others. I definitely expect that from Miss TNT. If she sees me out there frolicking, doing all the crazy panda stuff that I do, I expect her to sit there and be like, ma'am, there's a better way for us to do this. you know, and I give her that authority to check me and, pull me up. Now, does she
Yes.
do it often? No. But she'll be like, I don't know about that.
Right. You're doing a bit much. I need you to
Right.
fucking relax.
Right. Or she'll be like, okay. Or she'll be like, Jesus. And she'll be like, we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. You know, and that's what I love about her. She is She's your ride or die to an extent. And I got
I'm not following you to hell. Okay,
no, no, no.
that's
Let me
what I'm
no, no.
not gonna do.
She'll follow you to hell. But let me share a story, okay? We went to our training encampment for House Blue Flames, and we got up early one morning because we were exercising, right? So we were sitting there walking around, and there's a possum that runs across the street. I'm a little bit ahead of her, all right? And when I turn around, I notice that she's about 20 yards behind me, running in the other direction. So this is what I mean by she ride or die. But there are certain things that she'd be like, deuces, I'm
All of
out.
that because what I'm not gonna do is die with you. Like I'll
Right.
be here to tell the story.
She got that fuck it and fight or fuck it and flee. And that day she was like, fuck it, I'm fleeing.
Hey, I just want to let you know, with those type of situations, I'd have been right there with her. I'd have been like, "Oh, we out this bitch."
And
Oh,
I
okay,
I
okay.
turned around and I was like, where are you going? She was like, I was going back. And I'm like, if you don't get back up here, it was a possum, it's gone. But that's the people always think that in leather you have to be so strict, or as a D type you have to be strict. No, I don't have protocols like that. I think we got maybe three, and those are if we're in a large environment. We have hand signals if we get too far away from each other. And when I say hand signals, there's three. Okay, because I'm that type of person. I cannot remember all those rules and things that I put out there. All right. And if you want me to follow them or sit there and put them out, I'm gonna be like, what was that rule that I said? And I'm like, so I don't do that. We
Right,
like to have fun, but she also knows when I'm serious, you know, and she is also, because I can go from 0 to 60 real quick, but it's only when I see something that's not right. Like if somebody
right.
were to sit there and mess with her, oh, it's on. It
As
is
it
on.
should be, as
All
it
right.
should be. Just
And
relax.
right. And she knows that there are certain cues with me. If we're sitting down at an event and I start to pack my stuff up, she got 15 minutes before I dip out.
Yeah,
And
because you left me that one time.
I
We won't
did.
talk about it,
I
but we
did.
gonna talk about it because you was like, yeah, and then you were like, boop, I'm out this, and I was like, what the hell? And you were like, yeah, I'll meet you downstairs, and I was like, okay, let me figure out how I can get the hell up out of here, and you were like,
See,
all right.
and I'm that type of person. Look, if I'm ready to go, I could be in mid conversation, but I'm getting better at this. I can be in mid conversation and just do a 180 and I'm gone.
See, and
All
I'm
right.
trying to get to that level because I struggle with that aspect of, oh, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to, but I'm
No.
telling you, when we went to FPLF and we were just like, oh, yeah, no, I'm about to go.
No.
And I'm like, really? You were like, yeah. And then you were like, and you was gone. And I was like, where
You
am
lucky.
I to
Look, you're lucky I even give you that notice. Because with Tasha, I'll be like, and I'm out. I will dip out on you and turn your head and turn back around. I'm gone.
I'm gone.
She
Yeah.
has
And
lost me in stores. She's lost me at events. Because when I say I'm gone, that little
that's
head
what you
nod,
meant.
but she's
All
getting
right,
better.
Miss. All right, Miss TNT. I know you're on mute, but I want you to like kind of talk to people in regards to what leather looks like for you. And I do feel like, especially for submissives, we have so many people that identify as submissive. And I feel like they lose their self in the process. And me as a D type, I can't really relate with that, but I do want folks to understand this what this all looks like for them in that role and that side of the slash for them.
Absolutely. And Lady Savage was not joking about that. When she's gone, that's it. It's either you're there or that's you get left behind. But no, I actually a lot of things that she said is exactly how I feel as well. Um, I will say as a submissive or as a S type, um, I think the biggest thing is before we even determine whether we are or whatnot, is to be confident in ourselves. And I think that's the thing that we don't think about. We just I feel like sometimes we feel the pressures of you got to be leather because everybody's leather, so you got to be leather too. Um, but I think the thing that I had to learn was first of all to figure out who I was, just as an individual. Period. And then to when I found out what leather was, and then the nine core values, I had to understand them and then to also be confident in myself and to see those values in myself. And I think a lot of times we're not truthful with ourselves. We want to
Right.
be something, but then are we looking into our soul? Are we looking into ourselves to see those values? And as a submissive, I think it is easy to lose ourselves because if we're trying to paint a picture of something, maybe not ourselves, yeah, we can lose ourselves. We could trying to uh, um, what's the word? Trying to chase a dream that's not ours. Trying to chase a journey that's not ours. To
Yes.
to follow after someone, and this happens a lot. And
Yes.
I know I haven't talked about this a lot, but it does because I almost fell victim to that. You know, we see all these great individuals, you know, who are S types, and oh, I want to be like them. Like there are a few people that I have looked up to. I'm like, wow, why can't I be like that? But you are in your own individual way.
Yes.
When we see someone, whether they're leather or just a S type, it's good to, you know, have a model as to what you want to envision, what you want to look like. But at the same time, take those values and put it in yourself to see, okay, who am I? Where do I fit? Where do I go? Not more so of I have to be exactly like
Be
that.
like them.
So
Yes.
so when I think of leather, I think of um, taking those values, those actual core values, and instilling them in me and making those work in my life. And that's what
Yes.
makes me into the leather person that I am. If,
Yes.
and it's a lot about being truthful. And if we all were truthful in ourselves as to who it is that we want to be or who it is that we are, I feel that
Yes.
we could I mean, our eyes will be open as to what leather is to us, but we have to be
All of that.
truthful in that.
All of that. Yes.
So that's and that's how people get lost and forget who they are because they're chasing after somebody who they're not. They're chasing
All
after
of that.
something that they're not. And I'm like, if you understand what leather is, those nine core values, why are you chasing after someone else? That's them. That's
That's them. That's their
their
journey.
world.
Exactly.
That's not yours. You can look and you can, oh, I like how she serves. I like how she, you know, um, has this aura about herself. Great. But that's not you.
Right.
You are this, and this. There are ways to work on it, but then you have to take those values and instill it in yourself and be confident in those values in yourself, and then your journey can take place. But until then, it's like you got to figure that out. To be honest, you can have all these individuals around you, but it takes yourself to be confident.
Yes.
You can get the
Yep.
motivation from anyone else. Like I can get the motivation from Lady Savage, but if I'm not confident in myself, it's not gonna work.
I
It's not
agree.
gonna happen. So I always view myself as I really did not become leather until I found that confidence and that actual discovery and that truth in myself. Once you
I
can
agree.
find that, then you can be the leather person that you want to be. But it has to be in your own journey, your own path,
Mhm.
and not
Yes.
following someone else. So,
Yes.
but
I
yeah, but
think
everything that she said as well, I agree. It comes within your heart, and as long as you are doing that and implementing those values, the sky is the limit, and
Yep.
that is your leather. That is your truth.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely needed to. I wanted to share that because a lot of times people think that when it comes to leather, it's very like stringent, and I know for me, coming in just on the kinky side, because I came in just from FetLife. And being in that space that was hypersexual and me being so demisexual, and I am heavy demisexual, like uncomfortably so. And so it's so bad. Um, and so being in that space, like you guys may have never met me if I hadn't have got out and decided to touch grass, simply because I was like, "Ooh, none of this is for me. None of this fits. None of this speaks to me. None of this is. I'm not interested in any of this." And so coming in, learning the core values, and just being around people that are like, it's okay for you to be yourself. You don't have to
Mhm.
be like other people. You don't have to be a dominant that looks like other people. And it's about who you are at your core that makes you feel so comfortable. I really feel like I'm about the freest as I've ever been. And I feel like eventually I'll talk about my past and where I came from and who I was before now. And people really have to understand that their previous has a lot to do with their current. And
Mhm.
so, me sitting back and comparing myself to Lady Savage would be unfair to me because Lady Savage and what her life experiences were does not necessarily mean that I can relate to that. I have my own traumas, I have my own issues, I have my own life experiences. And so, with that being the case, I have to take that into perspective when I come in. Hey, I'm not really into degradation because of my past traumas. However, I am totally into making you feel uncomfortable by making you feel amazing. Oh, that makes you uncomfortable. That makes me smile. Oh, you don't like hearing about how amazing you are? That's a great, because I'm going to continue to tell you about how amazing you are as an individual. It helps you grow. It feeds the sadist side of me. And it also feeds the aspect of me where I'm like, I love seeing people grow. I love for
Mhm.
them to become better versions of themselves, and so it feeds all of that. But it took me a while to really understand that because I came in and as a dominant, and I'm sure as a black submissive, a black femme submissive, having people come to you and be like, "Oh, I want you to degrade me and tell me I'm not shit," and all of that, and I'm like, "Whoo, relax. Like, I'm not into any of that. You are a phenomenal person, damn it." And I need you to sit in that and like, you know? And so for a while I felt like, okay, maybe I don't fit it because y'all want me to put on like leather and
And
beat
that
people,
latex
the
and
latex, and yo, I'm allergic to latex. Now I'm just itchy looking at you talking about, yeah, respect me, respect all of me. What the? and it wasn't for me. And so I've gotten to a point to where I'm just like, you know what? This isn't really my thing. And there are amazing dominant women out there that can feed that portion of you. It's not me. And once I was able to articulate that, it made everything so much better. Once I was able to see people that kind of look like me and that's out there, that's just being amazing, Lady Savage, Goddess Indigo, all of that, watching them, like, I didn't even like Impact play. I was like, what? Beating people asses? Like, that's abuse. Like, I'm not into that. And then I sat back and I watched Goddess Indigo beat ass, and I was like, "Oh, this is a art.
There's
I
something
can be
about that. Just
into all of this. You mean to tell me I get something that says, like my goal is to get something that says like that has my like likeness on it, like on the paddle, and I want to be like, oh, as I beat your ass, I'm telling you, I am. This is me indoctrinating you. You know what I mean? Like, feel all these locks in this ass whooping I'm giving you. We're in this together. Yes, feel my pain. And so, like, once I was able to, like, kind of sit in that and understand that my journey looks different, and every submissive is different. Every submissive and
mm-hmm.
what they need and the guidance and all of that is different. And I may not be what is needed for Miss TNT Impact or Eileen or whatever the case may be. I may not be that person, but the right person for me is out there. And it just aligns that way. And I feel like if people understand that more, because we tend to see what is and what's out there and what we see, and we have to understand that in social media, period, you see what we want you to see. And so, oh, I look so prim and proper and put together, and this is what it is. This is literally a 15-second situation. I just posed for a picture, and now it makes you feel inadequate when realistically you don't know what I'm struggling with. You don't know what internal struggles that I'm going through. And I feel like people need to hear that more so they can feel more empowered. And I'm trying to bring more leather into this communication that I'm having because I'm finding when I did my question and answer, people have so many questions about leather, and I feel like they feel we're so stringent. And I'm like, we out here fucking shit up. What are you talking about? We out
Right.
here frolicking and having the fun and doing all this shit. And y'all think we out here rigid, and we're like, no, this is what it's gonna be. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, have
No,
y'all
we.
seen me and my bad knees out here trying to be phenomenal? That last event we went to, I was in pain the whole time because I was out there twerking and I didn't need to be twerking because the way my knees is set up. But
Oh,
I just feel like people just need to see we're human beings. We are the
we
same
are.
as you and I. And it's totally okay to not be leather. And I need for people to understand that as well. You don't have to identify as leather because it is something that is a way of being, it's a way of life. And that's okay if that does not, you don't identify as that. It's okay to just be kinky.
Yeah.
It's okay to do it on Mondays, Fridays, and sometimes on Sundays. It's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just about being transparent. It's about being honest. And it's about being who you are as a person. But
I
I
have.
also, for those leather people that listen to these podcasts that I do put out there, I do want people to understand that it's important to build an inclusive space. There are so many people that are interested in being part of what we are. And it is really important for us to share that wealth and that knowledge and not gatekeep. Because when we die, because I'm old as hell, right? So when I croak, who gonna come in and step in and do all of the things and teach all the people if I'm not sharing that information? And that is where like uncensored comes in. That is where these podcasts come in, because I want people to know, hey, it's okay to share it. Why are we gatekeeping? Because if we're really looking at leather as a whole, technically, we wasn't even supposed to be there. We as women, it wasn't
Right.
necessarily set up for us. And here we are. So why are we gatekeeping and keeping those that are interested in being part of out of, because they don't fit a standard,
See,
right?
I
They're not
I
supposed to fit a standard.
I was told once that I must not be leather because I don't play in leather. Do you know how hot leather is?
Can we talk about it? You want me
Okay,
to beat
you in
your ass in
Texas.
straight leather?
You're in Texas, so you know it gets hot out there. All
Hot
right.
as hell. Now I'm sweaty. I
Right.
smell like despair and bad decisions.
Oh my god.
And yeah,
So for
it's
me,
like, oh, why are you like this? Or oh, you're not leather because you don't deal with it in this. It's fucking hot.
thank you. And
But I
heavy.
don't even look good in leather. Can we talk about the rolls that I have? It
Oh
don't
no.
always cup in all of that. Now we sitting up there. Now I'm just looking real blobbish, and I'm not gonna do that. My I'm
Look,
not-
my attire when I play, I either got on some Doc Martens or I
yes,
got on my leather chucks. I got on some pants and I'm comfortable. You will
yes,
never see me playing in my vest because it's too constrictive.
Oh
yes.
my
All right,
Because
god.
and
I'm not gonna beat your ass properly and not hit a kidney or
thank you.
a organ that I shouldn't be hitting if I'm beating your ass and restricted. I
Right,
don't think that people think about that.
and when I play with Miss TNT, because we have some intense scenes.
I know, like that damn rubber band that you pulled
See,
back to bejesus,
that was
and
cheating. That was
and
nice.
then me being who I am, like I'm watching and just like pop, and she's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, Jesus
That was not
fucking
nice.
Christ.
But it's the fun things. Like if she didn't want me to do it, she would be like, no. And I would have respected that.
And see, and that's something that I feel like people need to hear. Did you hear that she could say no?
Yes, she
Because
can say no. And
autonomy, bodily autonomy. You don't have to say yes just because you're submissive. If you're not okay with this, it's okay for you to be like, hey, bitch, relax. I mean, don't call me a bitch, but you get what I'm
No, I ain't
saying.
saying
Like,
that. I was like, wait a minute. Whoa.
relax.
look, right. There
Relax.
have
I'm
been
not okay
things,
with this. We
there have been some ideas that I've had, and she's like, nope, nope. And
and I
I'm
can
like,
see you.
okay,
I can
okay.
see you. Because when you're frolicking,
When I'm frolicking,
unsupervised.
my eyes get big, and I get ideas like the human pinata.
That's
Which
true.
was fucking phenomenal. I just want to let you know your human pinata is what transferred my partner from to huh. Like it was like this was the because his birthday fell on that weekend. And he was like, this is the best birthday ever. I saw a human pinata. And I was like, I know, right?
It was a lot
But
going on.
Miss TNT, if I would have been like, hey, I want to suspend you and beat you like a pinata, she would have been like, nope.
But see, you didn't have to because you were
Right.
like, hey, I want to do a human pinata. And somebody was like, I've always wanted to be a human pinata. And we was like, fuck yeah. And the
Right.
attention and, all of the people that got together to get all of that together and hang her up and then and I missed it because
You were DMing,
I
but
was being, but my partner got to see it and he came in and he was like, it's fucking amazing. And I was just here watching people beat their ass. But I'm so happy that you were part of all of this. And it's so much fun out here. And a lot of people don't feel that you can shift from kinky to leather. And once again, it's about a way of being. And I
It
feel
all
like the
flows.
it really does, but I feel like the best example that people see is Sir Marcus.
Oh,
Like
yes.
he fluctuates in between the lifestyles and like the different communities, and
I
it
am not
is.
afraid to admit it. That man is sexy.
Oh,
Look,
oops.
when I tell you we went to go see his opening, right? And we went down and he had his what was it called? The flogger, the not the flogger, it was the um God, what is it? The hose
Oh, the
beating
paddle.
thingy.
Yeah.
When I tell you, first of all, that man precision, hey, I was like, holy shit, he was hitting the same. I was like, yo, I need to practice. He is hitting in the same spot every time. And I remember the first time I saw him swing and the whole body moved. Like her ass was like, and
There,
I was like, I want to be
there
like
is a
that when I grow
toy.
up.
He's
He
got a
has an
lot of power to
implement
him.
that I love. It's a, it's like a baton that has these pegs on it. Oh, the
Hey, I got
trophies
to
that that
beat
thing leaves.
Hey, I got to beat my partner's ass with his electric flogger. I will be getting that by the end of this year. I was just like, this was fucking amazing.
See, and that's
Like,
another thing that Miss TNT will not let me electrocute her.
Absolutely.
So, so
that's all right. We gonna find people, right? And then we gonna frolic. Like I'm not a
there you go.
bear,
You're not a
but
bear, but we will allow you to frolic with us.
yes, because they're like when I was at FBLF, like they had like a claw, and they were like, oh, it's like you can use it with electric play. What? Okay, I always wanted to like shock the shit out of people, you
Oh,
know?
God.
See, that's what Miss TNT says. When I come up with ideas, oh Lord.
Well, I've tried electroplay. It's so. I mean, I always like to try it once to see because you never know, you may like it. And I tried it in Florida, and I just couldn't get with it. It was a
Too
feeling
much.
just I couldn't grasp. And I don't mind watching other people, but just me, it's not comfortable. But it's not
It's
in
me
a.
with needle
I
play.
don't mind being uncomfortable, but it's just a
Another
little
thing that
weird.
she won't let me put holes in her.
And I
No.
want to let you know that I am
I
right
got
there
three
with you because
holes, and those are permanent. I don't want to,
I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it. Like I don't know if you remember, Lady Savage, but when you were like when you were doing what you were doing at the last event, and they just looked at me and was like, "Don't look over there. There, it's needle play." Oh, that's all you had to say. Where's the liquor? I don't want no parts. I don't want to see it. I don't want to. The way my whole body is set up.
See, I'm a dark sadist. I am a very dark sadist. There are scenes that go through my head that I want to do, but I I respect her limits. When it comes to impact, oh, she's with it. I can do the impact all day, every
Oh,
day with
because I
her.
saw it and I was like, holy shit. And she handled it like a G. And I was like, that is so dope. I gotta figure out where to hit people so I can find somebody that's like, oh, I like heavy play. Cause right now I'm like, hey, I just really want you to go in, wash my dishes with a ball gag in, and then I need for you to go over and stand over there and be like a pretty plant for like 30 minutes, and then this cage. I want you to go in and we can watch a movie while you're in the cage. Like in my head, like that's as
See,
worse as I've gotten, and I feel like you're way worse, and I am here to be taught all of the
thank
things
you.
to be like, so let me tell you what
That's a
Panda told me.
compliment. That is oh, I love that compliment.
Oh my gosh, I cannot. Oh my
But,
goodness.
people sit there and think, oh, she's so sweet and innocent. Yes,
Mm,
I am. I am sweet and innocent.
I don't agree with that, and I feel
no,
like
she's
when we were
not.
in Florida, you were trying to indoctrinate people, and like you were making people say that you were your friendly neighborhood panda,
Yes.
and I don't feel like that's really what it was. Like I feel like they didn't know what they were setting themselves up for.
Mm-mm.
I,
But who am I to yuck your yum, right? So I'm like,
hey,
yeah, she's totally friendly, and she's not gonna take your stuffy and throw
Yes,
it
she
I
all
is.
over
am
the
Yes, she
place.
nice.
is.
I'm
Yes, she
like, I
is.
am nice and friendly. That is what you tell everybody.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. So when you finally get into the Discord and I'm gonna say, hey, she is a nice, friendly panda that will not do anything to your stuffy. Please allow her access to your stuffies because she will not kick them across she will not
See,
punch them. Okay, and she will not put a dinosaur penis on them and then have consensual, non-consensual situations.
Okay,
well, looky here.
I'm gonna
If
let y'all
people
believe it.
just gave me their stuffy, I won't do anything to it.
Mm.
Now, if you don't give it to me and I see it laying around, it will be drop kicked, helicoptered. It will be fucked by another stuffy's dildo.
Awful,
All of
awful.
that. When I was at FPE, they gave me a stuffy and I was
Mm.
swinging that thing around. Joy was watching me, swinging it around, hitting it against the walls, everything.
Hey, I was there for when you were out there giving them, uh,
Happy
was it
endings.
dinosaur peen?
It was a happy ending. They enjoyed it.
All right, you guys. I feel like we have talked a lot. I don't know how to like transfer all of this. Like, I don't know how to necessarily like split it up, but I'm gonna try to make this a two-part situation so people won't sit there and be like, oh, they talking a lot. Cause we are, cause I like to talk.
Right? And we like to talk too.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna get this together, but I want to take a moment to thank you guys for taking a moment out of your busy schedule, especially at this time. Okay, because it's going on 10 for me, which makes it almost 11 for you guys. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys like coming in and talking to me and sharing you guys' knowledge and experiences and um my goal in all of the things that I'm doing is to bridge the gap. I've been super lucky with who I have been aligned with in all of that, having the mentor, Master Bear, that I have, and just being surrounded by so many amazing people. And so that's where the Discord comes from. That's where Uncensored comes from because I started off in a place where it was unsafe and without the knowledge and the fear and just not knowing what this looks like for me. And so I just want to make sure that I supply people with the opportunity to all of the amazingness and awesomeness that I have. And you guys happen to be some of the amazingness and awesomeness that I have access
Oh,
to. So I want to make sure that I share that with everybody. And I just want to let y'all know that this ain't the end of it. I done told you about some of the ideas that I got. So we gonna be getting this out there. We're gonna have these conversations, and then that way, when people be like, "Well, I don't know what it is," you don't know what it is because you're not utilizing research and all of that. But I want it to be there for people to sit and people to listen and people to align and feel part of. And so as they're going through their journey, they don't feel so alone. They feel more secure in everything that they're doing. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for coming
oh,
in and
thank you
talking
for
to
having
me.
us.
Thank you.
Yay! All
And
right, you
we'll be
guys.
seeing you at Self.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I gotta. So I was voluntold that I have to volunteer. So that's what I'll be doing.
All
I have 8 hours of volunteer hours. So, if you guys see my partner, I want you guys to take him around and frolic because this is going to be his first big event. So if I'm not there to like pop that cherry, I need for all of y'all to get in there and pop it for him. Just like take him and drag him around and take him and do all of the things.
All
All
the
right,
things.
because I got Rebel, so I'll take Ty. That's all right.
Yes,
I
take
got
them
you.
around and be like, let's do all this stuff. See if we can find a pony because I'm really excited about the pony. Because when I was there was a pony. I don't know if you remember because you was there with me, and there was a pony, and I was like, oh my fucking god,
In
it's a
the it
fucking
was in the
pony.
vendor area. The pony. Miss TNT,
It
you
was
saw the pony
Oh,
too
I
because you
thought
got
we was
excited.
going to find somebody with a horse. Oh,
No,
but
sick,
that.
no.
I was like, wait a minute, who got a horse? Okay.
no, and he was like so dope, and it was like all amazing. And I was like, it's a fucking pony. But that was like my first big event, so everything was a for me.
Oh
I
no, that's
got you. We'll
great.
take very good care of him.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna take this part out just so y'all know.
Okay.
So thank you so much, and I'm gonna push stop now. Don't go anywhere though.
Okay.